How's it going, everybody? It's time for another great Mr. Poestyle video. And today I want to talk about the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. That's right, Pittsburgh. We got our very own Gaming Expo. And I do believe this is just the second one they've ever had. So it's fairly small, but it is a gaming expo in my area in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Right across the parking lot from the Monroeville Mall, which was where I played most of the arcade machines that I played as a kid, mostly as a teenager, because it is 20 some miles from my home, so didn't have a lot of arcades around, but Monroeville Mall was where it was at, especially when we were teenagers. You'd go there, top floor, you know, you had Electronic Boutique, downstairs you had Babbage's to buy all your video game goodness, and then you had your arcades there. It's also the mall that Dawn of the Dead was filmed in back in the day, so really neat. Right across the way is the Monroeville Convention Center, where the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo was held today, October 1st, and tomorrow, October 2nd, 2022. And I went down this morning with my son, and I might break these videos up a little bit. But in this first one here, I'm just going to show what we saw from the vendors, because we love to see what the vendors have. We wanted the games. We went through, we looked through the games. And so that's what this will probably be, just a mixy-matchy of us looking through the games and seeing what we can see. And then I'll probably do a different video on the arcade games, the pinball tables that they had there to play, and the home consoles that they had there to play. So, well, without further ado, here we go. Check it out. Pretty neat. We'll do a wrap-up here of what we got, too, at the end. There's what we need for our collection. We don't have that in PS10. Yep. Oh, I should just have $80 left. Doesn't look like there's any quarters.
Call of Duty for DS.
I'm just like, oh my god. But that shit doesn't happen. Yeah. Not at all. That, like I said, that was 8 years ago. Yeah. And then it sat in my collection and I just, like, last year. $5? Yes, sir. Awesome. How you been? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I kind of figured you'd be here. Yeah, I'm here. Slave to the grind. Hey, see you later. Hey, yeah, good seeing you.
get anywhere.
Man. Oh my gosh, it's actually. Oh, I have not seen that. This is my boy. This is my mom is texting me. Okay. That is Diddy Pro.
So there you have it. Pretty cool day. I don't think too many people were price gouging too bad. Some had prices higher than others, of course. A lot of them were just over price charging, but hey, they're going to try to make their money back after what they paid for the games. Not too bad all in all. I was kind of surprised I only saw one Maniac Mansion there. I still want to add that to my collection just because it was one of those ones that I always rented as a kid, and I never end up picking it up. They had it for 25 bucks. I should have went ahead and got it, because a lot of these games that I did check with eBay, I would have ended up getting it cheaper here at the con because I wouldn't have to pay eBay shipping. You know, they might have been pricier than what price charging said they should be, but not as expensive compared to what they're being sold for today, as of today on eBay. So whatever, not too bad of prices. There was a few things there like that game. Well, it's leaving my head right now, the name of it. They had like the little board games that played along with your cartridge game for the Odyssey 2. They had two of them there, and I always wanted one that was like the medieval dragon one. And one vendor was selling two of them, another vendor was selling one of them, and they looked like they were mostly complete. And they were under $40 from both vendors. I should have grabbed them and ran with them. And people pushing through the crowd a little bit there. Would have liked to have really pulled a lot of stuff out to take a look at there. But there's just so many people. You don't want to be rude, even if some people don't care about being rude to you. But I'll just show you what I got here. A few things that I grabbed. And here's one of the unlicensed games. I just had to do it. And that's the one, Journey to the Promised Land, Exodus. You know, unlicensed NES game. And there were a few of these. I think they had Impossible Mission 2 there. And a few other ones from this same vendor. Now another vendor had the Baby Jesus story. And then there was another one about Jesus story or something. There was two of them there. And then one was $15, the other was $14. And I was going to grab those. And my son was like, nah, you don't need those. I'm like, yeah, I don't need those. Then we went in to play video games, arcade cabinets and whatnot, and came back out a few hours later and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to grab those anyway. Whatever. I know the games pretty much suck, but I'll have them in my collection. What the heck. And I went over to that vendor and they were gone. So that's another reminder. Just, if you think you want it, grab it. Everybody knows that. But you end up slipping, you're like, nah, maybe I'll find something else to spend my money on. We were there to buy the games and play the games. Playing the games there was free, so, you know, everything was set to free play, so the money was saved for not eating. Well, if you wanted to eat, you could eat there too, but we wanted the game. So that's the first game that I got. Don't want it to be too loud, slamming down by my microphone here. Now, I picked up one of these. And that's the kids controller for the Atari 2600. And the only reason I picked this up is because I never had one. So I thought it'd be fun in the collection. I might never use it. Maybe I'll try out some games. But the kids controller. And actually, this one comes with Ernie's alphabet overlay on it. The guy left it on it, had it on it, sold it this way. I don't even have Ernie's alphabet game. Well, maybe I'll have to pick that up on eBay or something, because that's the overlay, vinyl overlay. But that's what the kids controller looks like, and there was a series of these games. Mostly I think it was Sesame Street. But you had Ernie's overlay here. Oh, maybe I'll have to look at that just to kind of complete it. But I saw this at one vendor's and I'm like, yeah, he has that. I couldn't remember if I had any of the games for this because I have so many 2600 games. I have an app on my phone that I keep all of my games, at least up to PS3 era, listed on. Unfortunately, when I bought my new phone, I didn't transfer that information over to my new phone. So when I check the app on my new phone, it's just empty. It says I own 0 games, but that's the kids' controller. It's pretty neat for the time. And the same vendor that I bought this from, I saw this sitting next to it. And that's Oscar's Trash Race. That says right on the back here, uses the kid controller for the 2600, sold separately. And it says it right on the front too. Use with new kids controller. So they had a box copy, not sealed, but who cares? And these are a lot like the Activision games where you get that plaque, the glue plaque. The glue underneath forms a plaque, a blackness. It almost looks like a black mold on it over the years. But he had the game here. He has the instructions here and the overlay for it, so we can play this game. And it's just a series of mini games, you know, to teach you how to read, how to do math. Probably things that I could go over and review here and learn from. I know there was also a Big Bird game, because later on I met another vendor who's actually on Facebook and YouTube. I won't use any names for this individual, but good enough guy. He also makes games for the older systems. But since I didn't ask him permission and since I didn't get him on video anyway, I won't mention his name. He was selling 2 or 3 of these that looked in great shape, didn't have the overlay with it. And he told me he had the Big Bird game in the box there. And by that point, I was like, no, I bought this to go with this, just to try this out. I don't believe I have any others in my collection, but he did have, where is it at? It's here somewhere, unless I dropped it in the house by accident. He had the Cookie Monster game. So I bought it. It was only a couple bucks. He had the Cookie Monster game, and I must have dropped it out in the house. No, here it is. Here it is. So this is a Cookie Monster Munch for use with the kids controller. So it also has a lot of the plaque. It has to deal with that glue that certain companies used for their labels. It gets all black around there. But so now I have Oscar and I have Cookie Monster that I can play on my kids controller. I'm gonna have to get that app updated on my new phone from my old phone somehow. And I picked up Planet Patrol, Spectra Video for the 2600. I just always like the way their carts look. Their games might not have been the greatest, but their carts look cool. And I'm pretty sure that I don't have this one. I have a few Spectra Video games. I don't think I have Planet Patrol. I saw another one of theirs, Tapeworm, there. I should have grabbed it. I saw some Atari 5200 games there. Only a few that I needed, and I should have grabbed them. And it was one of those things like, I might find something else. I might find something else, and then I didn't go back. Once we played video games in the arcade, we were pretty wiped out after that, and we were ready to go somewhere and get some lunch, dinner. So, and, you know, we already spent pretty much what we wanted to spend. But the very first vendor that I bought from, I walked in, and I heard him saying that anything under their table was $5. And I was looking at, they had a big bin of Famicom games, of course a lot of sports titles, and Famicom, probably ones that weren't translated. But he said those games were going to be, what was it? He did 5 for $5, I believe it was. So that's what we did. and or it was 5 for $20 is what I want to say. Sorry, 5 for $20, so $4 a piece. So I started looking through them, and I found Crazy Climber, which was one of the very first arcade cabinets that I ever played. I don't own Crazy Climber for the NES. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look that up later if there was even a, was there? I think there was a Crazy Climber for it. If not, well, this is it. I mean, this is the Famicom version. So I picked up Crazy Climber for Famicom. I'll use my little adapter to play it on my NES. I picked up this, and it looks like the Red Baron, but I'm not sure what it is. Something, I don't know. I don't speak whatever language this is, but it's by Taito. Taito! So you tell me. But I'm going to clean it up and throw it in and try it out. Not sure what it is, but it looked cool, okay? So, there's that. I picked up this, and I have no idea what it is, but I just grabbed it because it wasn't a sports game. So, we'll see what that is. I picked up Flappy, because it says Flappy on it. No real reason. Like I said, it's just because they were 5 for $20, so I grabbed it. And this is the last one I grabbed, and I'm not sure what it is either. I need to look it up. It almost looks like Gun Smoke or Gun Dot Smoke, but I don't believe it's that. Law of the West is what it's called. Accolade? Accolade made it, so it wouldn't be Gun Dot Smoke. That's a Capcom game, but well, who knows what it is. We'll throw it in and find out. There's some little Japanese kid put his initials on the back so you wouldn't steal it. But that's it. That's what I picked up. I spent $35 on this stuff total. Actually less than that, because I threw a little bit of money towards a game with my son with what he got. So yeah, that's it. Those were my pickups at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo in Monroeville, Pennsylvania today. Those, and it's not too shabby. Not too shabby. Too shabby. What did I say I spent? No, I saved $35. I spent $65. I think I said that wrong. Okay, it's been a long day. Spent $65 total on that bag. Actually, a few of those dollars were thrown towards what my son got. I'll throw a picture up here, a still picture of what I got. Boom, $65 or under is what I paid for whatever is on the screen here. And then what my son got, he collects for the handheld, so he got these games in the picture here for the DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, etc. And that game that's in there, the Super Mario All-Stars with Super Mario World on one cartridge. I think that was a $28 game, so both of us threw money into that. So he spent about $100 on total on what he got, which I think is understandable. He's got some newer games in there than what I have. So all in all, we didn't break the bank. Not too bad. Probably about average of what these games are worth. So, and he did get a Game Gear game, which is, he eventually plans on getting a Game Gear, so that's his very first Game Gear game, the Sonic 2 game there. I said he spent about $100, I spent $65. Not too bad. It was $20 a person to get in to the expo for today. If you bought a badge for today and tomorrow combined, it was only $25, so we would have paid $50 for the both of us had we gotten the whole weekend. But one day was enough. It's a smaller con right now, so you got to keep that in mind too. It's only the second time. And them putting the games in there, those games to be played, the arcade cabinets and pinball, those were all people lent them out for the weekend. They were all set to free play, but these people own these games, and they lent them to the expo for the weekend. So that was really nice of them too. Hopefully that grows even bigger and we get more people that have machines that are willing to bring them in and set them up. And they made a deal with the people at the expo. I think they got free admission for the 2 days for them and families, and I don't know what all their deal was if they lent a game. You'll see that in the next video, what games they had, what consoles were there and stuff. So pretty cool stuff. In the video there, you probably saw another YouTuber, Mr. WrightWay. He and his wife had a panel, Zep Crystal. They had a panel there today, and he was walking around buying games. I think you spot him a couple times. And maybe if you watch his video, once he puts one up at the con, you might see me and my son standing there, because I saw him filming the crowd at one point. So, pretty fun. Pittsburgh Gaming Expo 2022. Will we do it again? Yeah. We'll do it again just to see what games they have to play, and especially to see what's for sale there, because I haven't collected for a few months, really. I haven't collected for a little bit here, so it was nice seeing some games in the wild and grabbing them. And next time, I'm grabbing the little baby Jesus game, and I'm grabbing Maniac Mansion. They had an Atari XE there for $125, $135, something like that, with all the connections. It said it was working. I've always wanted an XE. There was an Atari 800 XL or whatever there. Would have liked to have gotten that. They had ColecoVisions. Well, they're in the video. So, thank you for checking out the video. Come watch the next one. It's just going to be us showing some of the arcade cabinets they had there. Thank you so much for watching another great Mr. Poestyle video. We'll see you at the con. Check it out. Oh, Nacho. Come here, Nacho. No biting. No bite. Ooh, no biting. Oh, Nacho, stop.